So when it comes down to Ja, right, we know he's a downhill force. We know he got bounce. So you know he could dunk on you. You know he could finish both hands. It don't matter. But most importantly, the reason why he's able to get there so easily is the point as to which he makes his go moves, right? And so you got Valanciunas in the drop. CJ McCollum, he ain't fighting through no screens, right? And so you see this entire space between Ja and Valanciunas. You see this space? Now watch the space close up, right? And watch the time gets to which he uses this go move. He's already right in front of Valanciunas. At this point, you cannot win this battle. He's too quick and the big is too slow. And most players are too slow, like you're going to see throughout the rest of this video, right? So at this point, I'm by you already. You're in the dust. And now help defenders got to step in, cut it off. First foul on Zion, and now that foul was big time because Zion ends up picking up 2. Ja might have the best inside the arc downhill pace in the NBA, right? Gets this screen right there from Williams. Now, at this point in time, him going slow and him jogging just allows him to see, do I have anything here with BI? Can I get right? Where's my space? I don't have it. Boom, I cut middle. Cut middle allows Biyombo to now stay in that middle, pulls Biyombo's defender over to him. So now it's just dribble. I make a read because I pulled over Valanciunas. Ingram is still following me. Throw it up to Biyombo, right? Little tough touch, but guess what? Don't care if you were big. I'm going to snatch that right out your hands. Boom. Now pump fake. I use the rim as protection. I pump fake on the left side, right? But now I'm getting back to that right side where you're going to have to go through the net and through the rim to block my shot. That in this time without Ja, this is the biggest thing as to which they're missing, right? The only person they have that can do this is Derrick Rose. Only person, right? Which is being able to get downhill, draw in help, and then be able to make these kickouts because he drew in 3 defenders and now we're just playing off of closeouts and we're playing inside out. So now if Jaren Jackson could do his thing as a stretch 4, Desmond Bane is now really a threat because he could spot up and now has developed his game and added layers. And now, boom, they're just all threats and now everybody's attacking the paint, right? Now Desmond Bane gets downhill, adding the layers like I said. Biyombo might have traveled his ass off, but we gonna forget about it. They ain't called it. So boom, now Biyombo's able to get up and get that too. Ja comes off the screen with Jaren Jackson. Najee Marshall's guarding Jaren Jackson. So now I know this is a switch. And Jaren Jackson's going to roll. And he's a big. And he has a mismatch on him now at this point. So once he rolls, he's going to have gravity, right? And so what Ja is going to look at this point in time is not Najee Marshall. It's not Jose Alvarado. It's not Trey Murphy. It's going to be the tag man and Cody Zeller, right? He's reading the weak side, head up, whole time, right? Boom, he's going to make this roll. Zeller has to step in to prevent anything that may occur. So guess what happens, right? Skip straight to the corner as he's continuing to make that step into the midline. Open shot for Aldama, right? When you understand what you have at the front, it's easier to make this type of reads you need to make in the back. And there's another angle of the same exact play, but that I want to use that angle to emphasize angles. But I want to use this angle so y'all can understand range, right? Understand range on this. So you see Ja setting up the screen. Boom, double cross. Now he's getting right. Drop with Zion. He's all the way at the elbow. Now with this hang, that allows him to eat up more ground before he gets into this misdirection, which is going to eat up more ground and give the defender less time to be able to understand where he's going to go because the misdirection has so many counters to it. So by the time Ja hits this misdirection, he's already right in front of Zion and Zion's on his heels. So at this point in time, Zion is not going to win this battle. Right? He's not going to be able to get in front. So he just has to open up. And also understand how sharp Ja's angles are. Right? Watch this. You see Zion step up right here. But at this point in time, look at Ja. Straight attacking that hip. He's not afraid of no sort of contact at all. As a matter of fact, he made Zion afraid of contact. Because by attacking his hip and him being out of position, and goddamn, he's big goddamn belly. Got that Harden belly. I didn't realize he was that big until this close-up. But damn, yeah though. But like, does he even? Do you think Zion got abs? I don't know. But with that sharp of an angle, like he just straight on forces Zion to be scared because he's gonna pick up a foul, right? And Zion was already in foul trouble. So at this point in time, boom, lay, underhand, Valanciunas too late. Kind of understand this, right? The only problem Ja has as a player is his jump shot. And if you look at all his jump shots, he does the same thing every time. Watch him. Right? Watch the form. Just watch the form. Watch the form, watch the finish. You seen that? Look, he shoots it. He's vertical now, but when he finishes, he's leaning back every single time. And notice where he's going to end up missing his shots, right? Short. Because now as you're taking that shot and you're shooting, and instead of maintaining a forward vertical court and you're leaning back, you're now taking away the power as to what you're able to put on the ball because now you're just leaning back, right? So now those shots are going to end up falling short. Ja goes into this move, hisses behind the back, and a lot of people just have the wrong perspective on what this move is. Y'all think Ja made this catch, goes left, and this whole time he's thinking, let me get to a stop, let me turn, let me pump fake, and then throw behind the back to Xavier Tillman. But all this literally is impulse and instinct. Now Ja's getting downhill, trying to get left, bumps Valanciunas, hoping to get a lay, but he can't. He's off balance. You see his base? Off balance. Boom, loses his feet, stumbles, maybe even travels, but now he's like, oh shit, where do I have a lane? And allows his impulse and his instinct to guide him to that next decision. So now behind the back to Tillman. Then he's able to not even get that dime, unfortunately. But this is moves that are off instinct. You can't try to see somebody do something, then go into the game and try to premeditate that move, because it's only going to set you up for failure. Boom. Ja gets left. At this point off the skip, he has two angles that he could go about. He could either get here and get into Zeller's body, right, and create contact, or he could just try to get here and get into this gap. But understand this. If Ja decides to go here and get into this gap, he's going to allow Zeller to maintain rhythm to then contest the shot and block it, and he's going to get closer to CJ so he has less room to finish. But if he gets into Zeller's body like he does now, he bumps Zeller, now takes out Zeller as a shot blocker. He's not getting into CJ McCollum, right? And he's able to create space with that bump that he had onto Zeller, right? So now by the time he's going to get up, insane amount of hang time. Might have been a travel, but don't matter, it didn't get called. Left off the glass, that's an insanely tough finish, right? So understand the angles that you have. If you try to always seek space, it's really going to do you no good. It's only going to do you harm. I want you to understand, watch Ja as a defender, right? Notice what he's going to do. He's just playing spots, showing hands, holding up Herb Jones, right? So then he could allow his teammates to be able to do exactly what they do best, which is now block shots. Because what Ja did exactly is just simply held up Herbert Jones, kept it clean, didn't foul him, and allowed the big man time to be able to get up and time their block. And at this point in time, the person with the ball is not even thinking about the off-ball defenders. They're just thinking about the person in front. How can I get through this? And they don't take account for the people that are going to step over. So now, Jaren Jackson is able to get those blocks. And that even goes to show you this, right? Look, this even goes to show you this. Look, you see Jaren Jackson get that block and Ja doing all that work, right? Ja did about 90% of the work. Jaren Jackson just came in and did 10%. Not all of these counting stats are entire defensive possessions, right? They're not entire defensive possessions to where you get a rebound, and if you average 15 rebounds, you're one of the best defenders in the league. You come over and get 3 blocks after the person who guarded the ball now played all positions and held up a person long enough for you to come over and just swat the shot, or the person's guarding the ball, they do a great job at leading a person to the help, and now somebody digs against that steal, and they're the great defender. Don't make sense. Ja with the catch, looks at Biyombo, tells him no. Now Zion's on an island, right? He's on an island. And so now once he gets into his attack, Ja makes this go, and right here, notice this contact, hit. Now he gets separation. But notice this once again. What is he going to do after he gets separation from this contact? Seek more contact. Why? Because he's now getting better angles every time he does make contact. If you always try to avoid contact, you're going to leave yourself at a spot where you're not going to have angles to whether it's going to be to score or to make a play. Like Ja is right here. And by him seeking that contact, he literally got right in front of Valanciunas to engage him as a help defender, drop it off to Biyombo, who now relocated along that baseline so he could get that little lefty float. Look, Ja gets off left, right? Boom, leads Valanciunas right, Herb Jones also to his right, so really that right side is whole cut off. And now he makes that spin left, boom, and one. He makes a nice spin, but I really like to credit Biyombo in this situation too, right? What Biyombo did on this play is underrated because Ja ends up getting here. What a lot of bigs do is that they get overexcited and just, once they set that screen, they just sprint down the lane hoping to roll for some sort of bucket. Biyombo just paced himself to where CJ McCollum just remains behind. He doesn't take up Ja's space, and understand that Ja likes to get into these moves with pace. So now at this point in time, he could be able to make this spin, and he only has to worry about what he was able to see, not shit going on behind him. And so now he got this lay, boom, and one peep. right? Shot clock, 14 on the shot clock. You got time for about one more action at this point in time, right? Game getting reset. BI looked over, empty corner, screen's about to come up. This clear out by Williams is going to do wonders. Even though Jose Alvarado's still there, don't matter. It's going to give Ja space to do exactly what he's going to do right here with Cody Zeller, right? Now he's getting left, and since Williams is no longer in that corner, he can stretch Zeller out so far, pause, right? He can stretch him out all the way down to this baseline, because the second that Zeller leaves, it's going to leave a lane for Ja to attack. So he's going to stay there to prevent that lane for Ja to get down. Right, and so now there being 2 on the ball, Ja is just going to continue to maintain pace, utilize all the space that he has in this corner, every bit and every inch of it, so that he can be able to make this read going on over here. And notice what Jose Alvarado is about to do at this point, right? Boom. He jumps in front of Tillman. He jumped in front of Tillman to take away the current passing lane that he has now, but what he's going to end up doing is leaving the next passing lane. Right? So it was really pick your poison for Jose Alvarado. It was really pick your poison. Because either you sit down here and play behind Tillman and he hits Tillman, boom, maybe one dribble will go up or whatever it might be, right? Or you try to take that away right now, play smart, but now Tillman's continue to move behind him. He could have been a more active a defender at that as well, but sometimes should get the best of us in the game. Right? So boom, straight to Tillman down here, easy layup, great patience by Ja. At that, he was just waiting, help, navigating, utilized all the space that he had, and then got the dime. Usually when you're in the corners, you never want to trigger step, but notice Ja's body, right? Boom, he trigger steps, but instead of just trigger stepping linear with the rim, he now goes and makes his body diagonal, right? To where at this point, you give yourself more room to actually use that trigger step. And on top of the fact you give yourself more room in that corner, he has room on this wing to now take a wide angle and then be able to get down into that lane, right? So just understand that off a trigger step. If you're ever going to be in the corner and you end up wanting to possibly use a trigger step, or if it's instinct to use a trigger step, you now must shift your body angle, shift your toe angle, so that you give yourself more room to take that trigger, then be able to get rounded out into space and get into that drive. And now Ja ends up getting here, boom, lay with the left. Tough. Ja, catch, watch his head. Look, turn, see the shot clock. All right, I only got 8 seconds. I got to cook, right? But where this play went wrong is Herb Jones, right? Notice what Herb Jones is going to do on the size up, right? Tween, boom, right there. Why you reach, right? Why you reach? Because Ja prepares for that. All his moves are prepared for that exactly right there, right? Because what Ja is going to do out this corner, or out of any size up, he's going to eat the ground and then going to go and attack you, right? And making that move, he's not scared of the fact that the ball will be stolen, because he puts the ball in an area to where it's protected. So once you get here, that ball is already far outside his frame. You try to reach, you're not going to be able to reach the ball. It's only going to put you out of position, right? That's what Ja does great every time he eats that ground, that ball placement as a ball handler, right? So now, boom, I break through that arm. You're off balance. I over the top, float, easy for Ja, right? Trying to reach on that really is bait, and he's already prepared for it. Ja is finally back, right? And back with the same shit he always do, right? This fucking spin move, right? And the reason why it's unguardable and super tough to do is because notice his strides on it, right? He goes into this and he doesn't preload that spin. Look, because at this point in time, when players eat ground or want to get into a spin, when they go and take this step right here, they may even take another dribble and then try to go and then make that spin just to slow themselves down. But Ja could take full length strides and hit that spin to where you're now really think he's going to go that other direction. But then he spins back that other way, leads him, now opens up another lane the other direction, and now boom, like y'all said, they high-fived each other. Good game. We try to stop Ja, but we can't, right? Boom, soft touch, get the bucket to drop, and that's it, man.